Welcome to the show that delivers all the delicious topics. Everything is on the menu. We go inside the culture from artists to A&Rs to managers and memes. We may talk about entrepreneurship, sports, politics, current events, even relationships. I am your host, Lance Arrington, and I am with my co-hosts, my guys, Ryan Thomas and Ralph Dini, and this is the Hip Hop Diner. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
What up? What up?
What's up? So today, again, we have a wonderful guest, Miss the wonderful. Let me. The best way to describe this young lady to the left of me is in one word: boss. Right. So this lady right here, the Miss Wonderful Alexis Baxter, the boss of Southwest, the boss of beauty cosmetics, just the boss. Right? How you doing, young lady?
Thank you so much. Hey.
Yes. So, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad
Thank
to be
you,
here.
because you're busy.
I am. I came in here straight from work.
So, I'm glad you had time for us. So, I don't even know where to start with you. You have so much going on.
I do.
You are a wonderful pillar of our community, a sponsor of this show right here. So she's kind of like a boss of ours. That's why I said boss. Like she's kind of just like having a boss here right now. A big supporter of the show. And yes, so I'll let you.
You just want me kind of do
Yes,
like
I'll let
summary?
you tell them who you are, because I don't think I could do it any justice.
Okay, I'm just going to wrap this all up into one big ball.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
then
yeah,
break
and
it
then
down how
then
you
I'll
want
break
to.
it down, and then I'll let you explain it in your words.
Okay, so I would say that I definitely am a beauty guru at this point.
Nice.
There you go.
I've had a beauty salon now for 14 years, anniversary coming up. Okay. I also have a hair retail business that I co-own with my cousin. I have a custom wig business that I started during the pandemic. It's a story behind that. And now easing into medical wigs. That's coming up in January. I have a nonprofit that's called the Alexis Baxter Foundation that I've been doing for 3 years now, where I teach young girls ages like 11 through 16 about hygiene, self-care, confidence through a beauty platform. And I just started doing demonstrations at hair schools about a year ago. And that's just my give back. It's something that I just do for free.
That's dope.
Yeah, yes. And I account for the, because my daughter was in one of your programs not too long ago.
Right,
So
on the Pamper Days.
yeah, Pamper Days.
I actually
that's
have another one coming up November 2nd. Throw that out there.
Oh, there you go.
It's
November
free.
2nd.
That's free. So you got any girls that want to get their hair done, nails done, all that good stuff, learn about the beauty field is free. And we'll put all the information
Yeah,
in here.
all of that stuff will be in the
Yeah.
description. Trust me.
Okay.
So, okay. So what made you go this direction? What made you just boss up right from the beginning? Did you go to school and all, or you just?
Long story. So I was always a boss. Even when I was like a young little thing. I'm telling you, you know when you got the boss in you, okay?
Yes, you do.
Because when you had the boss in you in my day, you was like the black sheep of the family. Because it's like you're not listening, you're being rebellious, all those things. But it's not that. I just had a different path that I was following. It wasn't the path that my parents wanted me to follow. So, and to some extent, I had to listen, of course, because I was under their roof. So I did go to college. I actually had a full paid scholarship for academics. I was always smart. So I went to school for architecture, but I've been said, I don't want to go to school for architecture. I didn't care about the scholarship. I don't want to go for that. But it was like, well, go and finish that, and then you can go to hair school. Fine. That was the deal. Well, 2 years in, I was like, I quit. Dean's list and everything. I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to do it. It's boring. I don't want to do it.
You were on the dean's list.
Yes, I was always smart. But I tell people all the time, you're smart. People automatically think smart, and then a college education. They think that just kind of goes hand in hand, where everybody has to have their own path. For me, it wasn't about going to college. To me, it was about doing what made me happy, and I knew what I could do with it. So if I knew I didn't need to go to college, I need to go to hair school. Like I knew my steps. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my sister was my biggest advocate because she was like, "Mom, let her go to hair school," because I hadn't left college. She was pissed. So I had to make an agreement. You can go to hair school as long as you go to college at night. Oh God, back to college.
So you still had to
back
do
to
that.
college, okay? Shit. Okay. Fine. But I really wanted to go to hair school. So I went to hair school and I'm doing college at night for business. I didn't want to do that either. So soon as hair school got finished, guess what I did? I left college, okay? Because I didn't want to be there either. I told her that. But whatever the case may be, I did what I had to do to finish hair school. So that was the best thing I did, was go to hair school. And I know it seems so cliche because back in our day, it wasn't really taken seriously. It was kind of taken as a hobby, where now you see how far you can go with it because of social media, because now we have the opportunities of having your own product line, your own hairline. All those things weren't really available then. It was just like your hairstyles behind the chair. So now you see multimillionaires and actually building themselves off of this beauty industry, where before it was a little bit more limited. But I knew what I wanted to do.
Let me ask you real quick, what hair school did you go to?
I went to Empire Beauty School, and I went to the one. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Okay. I went to I might as well say I went to the annex. Now, I didn't go to Maine. You know how you got Maine? That's downtown. Downtown is Maine. Yeah, I didn't go to Maine. I went to the annex, okay? Little annex was on the corner of Broad and Oregon. It's not even there anymore. It literally was 2 classes. That was it. So it was real small, real intimate. That's my type of vibe. I like learning intimate settings. So it was a little different from Maine. So
I went to hair school too in Florida.
Did you?
Yeah, I had to learn how to do all type of chemical braids, and I had to, like, I'm sharp with a bob. You need a bob? I got it. You know what I'm saying?
You see my face.
Yeah, you don't believe me. It's cool. A lot of women don't. Even when I say, yo, I could fix them brows for you, somebody.
No, I believe that.
You know mean?
I believe that. I feel like guys are good with brows.
She said, "Don't talk to me about that hair thing, though."
But
You got
I'm
to show
sharp
proof
with the
about
shears
that.
too, though.
Oh no, he is. No, I have to. No,
So are
I'm
you a
not
barber?
going.
I am.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Are you
Yeah.
licensed?
Nope.
Oh, you know
Nah,
what?
because when I moved back to Philly,
That's all right, though.
I moved back to
That's
Philly.
all
They tried
right.
to make me
retake everything.
the school in Florida, Beauty Schools of America. They tried to make me pay off the rest of my student loans in order for them to transfer my credits, my hours. So then, down there you need less. It's either here you need more hours, or down there, one of the two. But I didn't want to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Shit, I only had a few more hours to get done, and then I had a license. But they was like, you gotta do it all over. So I said, beat it.
I did the same thing.
I mean, Philly, you know when the fucking people coming around, they fucking text you or some shit. Like, it's only
Guys don't usually walk in a barber shop and it's like, that's never been a priority to me, is a barber
to see
being
it.
licensed. Like,
Oh,
is
you
that something that
licensed,
they look
cuz?
for?
It's so funny. It's so funny because when I first opened my shop, within like the first 2 months, someone had called me because at old school you had to pass out flyers and stuff. So we did the whole door-to-door thing, and they called, and she says, "Are you licensed?" That was the first question that she had asked me. So, and I was like, "Yes." For me, it was just like, yes. But
of course.
when I thought about it, it was a lot of people who just weren't licensed.
Weren't licensed.
Just
yeah.
were
A
doing
lot of
hair.
people just have talent. Like,
Right.
whether it's cutting hair or, doing hair.
Well, my opinion, I
yeah.
would tell everyone to get licensed, because, especially if you're talented, because I feel like they'll do anything to stop your show. Now.
Yeah, see, because I wasn't licensed, I had a friend that was doing celebrity hairstyles on movie sets and shit like that, studio sets. And she was like, once you get your license, I got you. I'm put you right on. But I never got it.
So you ain't never
So
get
I
put
missed
on.
that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So
I mean, it is what it is.
licenses and insurances are important.
Yeah, extremely
Definitely.
important.
So you finish cosmetology. What's the proper
Cosmetology. That's what I personally did. Cosmetology. You can do multiple things.
and cosmetology encompasses hair,
Nails,
the whole
skin.
everything, right?
Yeah,
okay.
You gotta learn a barbering. you gotta learn all that too. Just throw that in
A
there.
So you
little
a-
bit of barbering. They don't really.
I was about to say you a
I
barber.
I had to- I had to learn-
I
I had to learn how to do the
We had to
nails
do
and all
roller
that shit
Now
too.
y'all had to
It
learn a
was
little bit
basic.
more than
Makeup.
we did. We didn't
Yeah.
really learn a lot of
It was
barbering,
Okay.
but they did have to learn like curling and braid.
All right.
Oh, you went to
And all
barber
that
school too?
stuff.
Oh, why?
Mhm.
All right, so you come out of cosmetology school, and do you go right into opening up your?
No. I went to a hood, go to a little hood spot. That's what you gotta do. As soon as you come out,
Okay.
you gotta learn. I tell people, you have to learn in the hood. That you just
Yeah.
have to. It's just when you go to school, they don't teach you how to do hair. They just teach you the laws, teach you the safety, teach you the sanitation. You learn techniques, but the technique doesn't mean you know how to do. I can learn how to curl. Don't mean I do this hairstyle and it look beautiful. You gotta learn that.
They
Trash.
give you the professional type of
Right.
You
and
still gotta
you
sing
gotta
in the
learn the
church
technique on
choir.
how to turn that curler,
You st-
but that don't mean you know how to style this hair, curl this
Right.
person hair, style it. You gotta learn that in the trap.
And
Yeah.
So I started
put it
on
in the
Woodland
trap.
Avenue.
hmm
I can't remember the name of the. It was so long ago, but that's where I started at, and I was there for about maybe like 3 months, and then I felt like the owner started hating. I don't know. I be feeling that way. It's time for me to go.
hmm
Okay, because I'm a very ambitious person, and if I feel like you try to box me in, it's time to go.
I know that's right.
I've never been the type to control somebody else's business. It's time for me to go. It's your loss. You're gonna figure it out later. It's your loss. That's how I always thought. So I always thought good of myself. Let me tell y'all.
Yes,
So
you.
when I left there, I went straight downtown because and I got through the hair school, like oh, it's downtown, it was on 15th and Walnut. It's called Siani Salon. Like, all right, so I went there with the bougies. I was like, oh, I kind of like working with the bougies. It was real fast paced. The bougies did a mixed crowd. It was like half African American people and half white folk and Indian. It was just a mix, So I was like, all right, so now I'm able to kind of get more of a multicultural vibe now.
Was the money better?
The
downtown?
money's absolutely was
Right.
better. But I was just
If it's
assistant down there.
fast-paced,
This
then
was
the
just
money gonna be better,
assistant.
period.
I wasn't styling yet. I was still assistant. You got to learn, especially back in the day. You couldn't just jump in and do people hair. They like, you got to learn. So, but that's why I learned how to do color is down there. I learned how to do color. I would come in on my days off and I would train with this colorist. That's all she did was color. She didn't do no hair. She just colored. So down there, I learned how I wanted my salon to run because it ran a certain way. People, I look at the service, the price menu, and I was like, this price menu is almost triple what the one in the hood is. Okay. I'm trying to see. I'm like, oh, this is why they're able to charge us this amount. So I begin to understand, pick up things. I met a lady down there named Miss Martha. She was an assistant too. She was like 80 years old, but that was my boo. And I just told her that now I was ready to do more after I was there for maybe about a year. So I don't know who it was, somebody she knew had a traveling barber and beauty. So I wound up doing that. And I traveled for about a year and a half. And I did group homes between New York and Maryland. And I would do the girls' hair inside the group homes. That was real fly until I got tired of driving. But that was a real fly situation. So I kind of got dipped and dabbed into different things until I realized what I wanted. Working for that job, I was like, I need my own business because he was like a drill sergeant. If you were late, he docked you. I was like, wait a minute, you gonna dock my money,
So you were doing hair you always have like a little niche market thing going on. So you were doing hair in the group homes?
In the group homes.
How did you start doing that?
That was the company he had. The company he had.
It was just a contract?
It was contracts with
Okay.
different group homes. Some was in Philadelphia, some was in the Poconos, some was in Baltimore, some was in New York. I was all over.
That's decent.
Yeah. So
Hey.
it was fly, but he started getting on my nerves too. They all started getting on your nerves after a while. And then she was like, I get my own. So I knew then then it was my biggest check then. My check was like for the week, it was $18.08 for the week. But that's after he took his half. I was like, where my 36? Hold up. Okay.
Okay, he took you.
Damn.
But I
30
mean,
cents.
30.
he always take half, but that was my biggest week. So that's when it was like,
Yeah,
I
I'd
want
have
my
done that.
whole 36.
Yeah, I'd have got out of there.
You were
too.
pulling in $3,600 a week.
I had 18. It was 18.
Yeah, but no,
I
but
had.
you grossed $3,600
for that week.
and you were just an assistant at that time.
No, I was styling it.
Oh, okay.
That was
About to
my
say,
style.
yeah, you were
That was
awesome.
my styling job, but it was real
Like-
simple. It wasn't even
No, yeah,
it was
that's
simple style.
listen.
But still, I was like, oh, damn, I need my whole 36. I
Yeah.
worked my time off.
Oh yeah.
So that's when I made the decision that it's time for me to start working towards my own shop. So I didn't do that right away. I went back downtown into another downtown salon. I seen somebody put an ad up, but I didn't go back to the salon I was already at. I felt like they would have tried to keep me as a stylist because I was already there, and that's what they really wanted me to do. So I was like, I can't go back there because they ain't gonna box me in. So I went across the street to a spot called Panache. Didn't know that they were rivals. Whatever the case.
How you ain't know that? It's across the street.
She said, yeah.
I didn't know because I just didn't know.
She's so used to saying that now that she knew.
They probably seen you going in and out of there every day and was like, you know what? We're going to snipe her right there.
I really did not know. I'm telling you, I did not know they were rivals. But whatever. I wound up.
Say whatever.
You knew.
No, I really didn't know.
Like Good
You want to
Burger
take
and Mondo
50%,
Burger.
nigga, watch this.
I'm so serious.
Going across the street.
Right
they only
across the street.
No,
125.
I promise you, I
How
didn't
you guys
know.
doing?
But I appreciated working at Panache because they weren't the same way Siani's was. Siani's, I really liked working there. This one, it was definitely just like in and out, which I needed because I had a goal. So I stayed there for a year. I saved up all my bread. I saved all my money up for a year. Once I saved up maybe like $7,500 maybe. After I saved up $7,500, it took me a whole year to save it up because I was just an assistant at that point. I had stopped traveling and stuff. Y'all know I ain't saved no money when I was traveling. I spent it. So at that point, I think it was a building across the street from where I had lived at, and they were working on the building. And I went over there and I talked to the guy. I was 20. I just turned 24, and the guy had told me, he says, I want to give you a chance and I want to lease this to you. He says, my fear is that you're not going to pay me my rent. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. And what I told him is, I said, listen here. I said, I've been working since I was 14 years old. I said, and this is my dream. I said, if I don't pay you your rent, I said, then I don't get to reach my dream. He says, all right, I'm going to give you an opportunity. So he gave me opportunity to this day. I'm his best tenant, of course. Mm-hmm. But that was 14 years ago. So I appreciate him giving me the opportunity. So I always remember that when it comes to other people, because most people judge young people and be like, you too young, you young, you ain't gonna do it. So I always give people the opportunity because I'm like, if somebody didn't take a chance on me, then it's 14 years later and I'm still in the same spot, even though I done redid it multiple times, but I'm still there, you know what I mean? And it grew. So I appreciate, him allowing me to do that.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Is that one of the things that drives you doing all the stuff that you do, like the foundations for the girls and all of that, trying to give the opportunities back? And
I'm gonna say that's more so because I didn't get a lot of support from my mom. It's really my mom. Sorry, Mom. I didn't get a lot of support in what I really wanted to do, and I feel like it's very important to support whoever it is, especially your child, on whatever she wants to do, even if it's not what you want to do. I did all this without the support, so imagine what I would have did with the support. You know what I mean? So I always think about it that way. Like, this is what I did on my own and with the fight, the good fight. You know
with
what
the
I mean?
hate.
With the good fight. It took my mom a year to come to my shop. My shop was open a year before she came because she had fear. She's fearful. Like, why do you want to get a salon on every corner? I was like, well, it's not my salon. You know what I mean? Well, what if it doesn't work? I ain't got no choice. That's all I got. It won't work. You know what I mean? But she was fearful. And that's all it is. It comes from a place of fear where they don't want you to fail. But at the end of the day, if I don't try, I'm gonna fail from anyway. But she, she old school, so they don't think that way.
It always comes from a place of love. They just trying to protect you.
To protect me, right? But I want her to understand that supporting that is more. It would be more beneficial than going against, because what's inevitable is inevitable.
Because I'm doing it anyway.
I'm a hairdresser.
So I'm doing it anyway.
I'm a hairdresser through college, twice.
How does she feel now?
Right. Now it's so funny. Y'all not gonna believe half the stuff. My mom's crazy. So I feel like she's just
common.
Just like, oh, my daughter do this. Rewind 6 months ago. She was like, the post office is hiring. I was like,
Mom,
I've been doing this shit for 14 years.
Let me tell you something. Just a month ago, I bought my mom and dad a car. Mm-hmm. I think I'm doing all right without the post office mom. Yeah. Okay, right. Like, just go on and sit down. Okay, but it's just that mentality that's there that she still don't get it. But now it's like, listen, she don't ask for nothing, and she doing all right. So let me leave her alone. But I don't think she still don't get it.
Parents
Yeah,
are
a
crazy.
lot of parents, you know, they got that old school mindset where as though they think a job is security, but technically it ain't.
Now
You could be
it
working
really ain't
somewhere
now.
for 10 years and they be like, all right, you know what? We gotta it's a new owner. He came in and bought this shit. He don't want this department.
Right.
And then chops you.
Exactly. And
And
you've
you
been
like,
going to
damn,
work. You've
nigga,
been
I've
going.
I mean, yeah, for 10
It
years,
happened,
like, what the
it
fuck?
happened at my job,
What happened to the
especially during
security?
COVID.
COVID, yeah.
COVID
the
come around,
owners
smack
switched.
everybody.
And like a whole bunch of employees, because they could, was getting that money, you know, the unemployment money.
Yeah.
And they were saying when it was time to come back to work, they were like, oh no, we just going to chill and do like 20 hours working and get the rest in that free money.
Yeah.
So a couple months passed and they running back trying to get their job, but since it's new owners, the GM is like, no, you guys, you know, you missed your chance.
You missed your
That's it for that.
I
opportunity.
gave all the, you know, the hours I can give out now to everybody who wanted full time. I tried to get you back. You didn't want it.
So now we got no hours.
So
for
now you cut off on, you know, now you got a part-time gig.
right.
You got a part-time job.
And you
Well,
got
what they
now-
should have did, they got unemployment money. They should have started their own shit.
Right.
But you know when they old, that their mindset not there on starting their own
A
stuff.
lot of
They just
people,
wanna,
they wanna
relax.
blow that shit.
Yeah, they just want.
They want to relax.
That's-
I've been working all my life.
That's why I say it's like money amplifies. Money amplifies. So whatever you were, it just amplifies the bad habits or the good habits that you have.
I agree.
Like that's it. So the more money you get, if you can't control having $100 in your pocket, it's going to show that you can't control having $30,000 in your pocket. Like you're not going to get financially smarter because you have more
well, we
money.
seen it with that
Right.
money.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see them spending that money like that right now.
Right.
I said,
Right.
where's all the money at?
All right,
Where
speaking-
the big spenders?
All right, let me do this. Speaking of, I like to segue into stuff. Speaking of spending money, let me get into one of our affiliates. Environment is everything. Do you want to succeed? Besides having the right mental attitude, you have to put yourself in the right environment. There are certain habits you need to have in order to be a high-performing entrepreneur. There's a place called the Morning Meetup where over 500 successful and aspiring entrepreneurs meet up every morning to share knowledge, read books, and encourage one another to win. Click the link in the description below to join the amazing family for just $1 to start. It's themorningmeetup.com/$1 trial. # more goals, more triumphs. See you in the morning. All right.
I was just
So-
watching one of his videos on the way over here.
Yeah, that's my guy. That's one of my mentors. So you go in. So this is Kosei that you open up, correct?
Kosei.
Kosei. There you go. It's not Cosset. It's not all the other things that you call it. It's Kosei. Okay? All right. So you open that up, and is it popping right off the bat?
Absolutely not.
Never pop off the back.
Absolutely, especially there was no social media. Okay, so only people who knew I was people from the neighborhood. Well, you know, you do a little hair in the house. So did I have a nice bit of clients? Yes, but did I have clients that have me booked every day? No. My cousin, the same one that's my co-partner with my bundle boosters. It was her and all her little young girls. Okay, her young girls was everything. They all went to Prendy. It was all my little young girls then, okay? And I would say, listen, I do y'all hair. Y'all help me pass out these flyers. I had to do the barter system. This is how it went down. They was like, all right, because, you know, they want to look cute in school.
Of course.
Okay? And, you know, parents wasn't really paying all that money. They do it now, but they wasn't doing it then, okay? So we would pass out flyers 3 times a week, go door to door, putting flyers inside the mailbox. And every time we would come back, it would be at least one person that would call. Every time. It would be at least one person. And that is how I did that for 3 months straight. 3 months straight until it got busy enough where I couldn't do it as much. But that's what I did within. It was a good vibe.
That's a good rate of
Return.
return off of you.
Every
off of that
time.
marketing.
It was
Hell yeah.
one person that called every time.
Shit, I used to flyer and I ain't get somebody come back in till like 2 weeks later. Like, yeah, I got this card. Yeah, come on, man. Dang, what the fuck?
And I just did it right around the neighborhood. I mean, I'm from
They still got
Southwest.
those.
Just
You like,
hustle.
they still got those
But-
flyers. You like,
Right. I ain't even doing that promo no more, but I got you.
That joint expired.
I got you. Come on, man. It's your first time. All
They're
right.
like, all right, bro. Like, all right. They like they go back in the they go back
And
in
you
the
know
hood
I ain't
like,
got no license, so let me go and do
Yeah.
this.
Get it out the way, man.
you remember when you gave him the flyer and everything? Now you mad he got it.
And I told you to come 2 days later.
They like
2 years later. I don't,
That's why you got to have a deadline. You can't honor it after a certain time. You got to be.
But
you
you
know,
building up though. You
Yeah,
start
no,
bending.
right.
You
Yeah,
building.
you
You got
need
to bend it.
they start running.
You know that joint expired, but come on.
Yeah, they start
Right.
they start running up old flyer hustles on you. Like, he's still honoring these joints from last year, right? Let's go. All right, so like he said, that's a good rate of return on your hustle right there. So to everybody out there, she got her team together. See, I like confirmation on the things that I say, like from other people. Like, she didn't go out there and try to do it herself. She got a team of people. Like, that's the part you got to figure out. You get a team of people and you go and hustle. So you got the girls from around the way, your cousin's squad.
Mm-hmm.
You got them handing out flyers, and you were able to analyze that if I do this thing, I get this thing.
Right.
And
Right.
yeah, so you that keeps you going. You build up. You say, if I hand out 100 flyers, I get one call.
Yeah.
So it's natural to think if I hand out 200 flyers, I get 2 calls.
Hopefully.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just something like that. Okay,
Right.
so you hand out the flyers, you start to build up your business, right? And then, because this is still before social media and all of that,
Yeah.
so you just grinding it out at this point.
Grind it out and word of mouth. Word of mouth to this day is still
the best.
the best. The best. And for me,
Always.
working down inside the Center City salon, I learned customer service. That's when I learned. I had the coffee, the tea, the wine. I had everything that they had down there.
Mhm.
The little snacks, the cookies, everything. I had it all in there because those little trinkets, okay, are things that people remember and people want. How many of us walk in somewhere and we be like, hey, I'm hungry and they want something, little something. It was there. It's free.
People remember the feeling.
I mean,
right?
coffee don't cost me nothing for me to make a pot of coffee.
love coffee.
I never even knew how to make coffee.
You
until
giving out free coffee at the shop?
Yeah, there's
I
free
need to
coffee.
slide through there on the.
Just
free
for some
coffee,
coffee?
free
Yeah, just
tea.
pull up.
Wait a minute, we're not just talking about sugar. I got all the sugar, Splenda. What you like, sweet and low? I got honey. I mean, everything.
Hazelnut.
I got a couple flavors. Okay.
Because I've been in there, I didn't notice that part. I'd
If
have
you
stayed a
ain't
little
got- 'cause
longer.
you know
I
what,
didn't
you
know
gotta
the
walk
ass.
to the back. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
get to
gotta
the-
get
Wait,
all the way.
I got a full bar in there now. I ain't have a bar
wait,
there.
hold on.
Because they ain't have a bar
Time out.
downtown.
See, that's what I'm the
added-
boss. Like, I'm not.
they have a bar downtown. They have
I'ma
some
just
wine.
come and get drunk.
But I got a nightlife background. I can talk about that later. So I'm like,
Mhm.
we got to be a bar in there. So you have a bar in
Nice.
there.
The boss.
Where's this shop located?
69th and Buick in the middle of the hood.
Oh,
In the middle of the hood.
Yep. Right there on Theodore, right?
Yep, right on Theodore Street.
Right around the corner from Snack You. But yeah, yes. I gotta come around there and get me some coffee. I didn't know that.
It was
And I
in the
need to
back.
come. Yeah. All right, I'll be there tomorrow. Some hot tea and all
Trust
that.
me, them
Yeah, we in
clients
there.
know. They be like, what wine you got today? As soon as they walk in. Yeah, that's how they be.
All right. So I mean, I was gonna ask you like to give it like if you had a young girl sitting in front of you, like how would you break down how to start up a business, like your cosmetic business? But you've been pretty much breaking it down. It takes hustle. First, you got to believe in yourself. Forget what your parents say, because that's the first mistake everybody makes. Right? I've made that mistake.
Yeah.
I came in and told my dad I was going to do music. He told me to go get a real job.
That's what they all say.
True.
That's what they all say. Like, I
Right.
remember that moment. I
Yeah.
walked in the garage excited. I was just in West Philly crushing everybody, right? In the cypher. I come home. I come to him and say, yo, this is what I'm doing. He looks at me and says, okay, then you're going to go get a real job.
Fucked you up a little bit.
Just walk back out
Yeah.
the garage.
Tore your
You
motivation
like,
right
Stole
out.
your
Crush my
thunder.
dreams.
Yeah, it's
Stole
like
your
so.
thunder.
So yeah, I know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important for you to, because you spend a lot of you do a lot of encouraging.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had I don't know if y'all might have seen it on Instagram, but I had this girl had put up this message on Instagram about parents, and she was like, like your parents, they when you don't listen to them, they call you all these things, or like I can't control them, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying it doesn't, that's with everybody, because you choose to do certain things or you choose to take a different path. But what you have to understand, what parents have to understand is, if I take the same path as you, I'm going to end up just like you. I'm respectfully saying this. Not saying that end up like you is a bad thing, but most times we want to end up better than you. So that means we got to take a different path. Because if we take the same steps you took, we already know where we're going to be. If I don't want to
That's
be
why
there,
I always
I
tell
got to
my
take a
kids,
different path. So me not listening to you It's not because I don't want to be, because I want to be disrespectful. It's because I want to get to a place beyond where you came to. Now there are more opportunities for me to do that.
Because they take it personal.
They take it so personal.
Yeah, they take it super personal. And it's like, what's wrong with what I do? And it's like nothing. Like you said, respectfully. Nothing. It raised me. It put food on the table.
Right.
So I appreciate it.
And that's the things that they teach you. That part.
But I want it, like you said, I want to take care of you. And if I go do the same thing you did, how can I take care of you? You'll always be ahead of me in pay scale and everything, right? That's how I always looked at it. Like, my dad's a respiratory therapist. He always wanted me to be a respiratory therapist. And I'm like, bro, the way this pay scale work, if I want to take care of you one day, I'll never be able to make more money than you if I go do the same. I have to go do something else. I have to go take the chances that, sorry to say, you were kind of scared to take.
Maybe not even that.
Or just didn't know.
You want to do something different.
Or I just want to do something else.
Like,
Like, my dad said he didn't sign up for it. It chose him. Like, he literally says, they called me one day and said, you got accepted to the program. He's like, okay. He never signed up for it. So he just had enough sense to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how he explained. Yeah, you got accepted to this program, and he had enough sense to go. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't know how his name got on the list. So I'm like, thank you for going.
Somebody signed him up. We gonna get him a job. He gonna get.
So I'm like,
day.
thank you for going, but that's not what I want. So so you gotta push past.
Yeah,
because
they'll teach you those things like that, like how to comb your hair or how to dress, or what to do when you go to church or different things like that. But when it comes to being able to really grow and elevate, you'll have those core values that your parents teach you. But to actually, I didn't learn about credit until I got older.
Right.
I didn't learn about owning my own business. I'm the first person inside of my family owning their own business to this day. That was 14 years ago I started. 14 years later, I'm still.
Like, y'all still didn't try this thing. Like,
because it's scary. Mm-hmm. It's scary. It's hard. I'm just a risk taker, by nature. But I understand the fears that people have, because that don't mean I don't have them fears. It's just that I have a fear of not doing it and being where I'm at. I'm like, I ain't staying right. Yeah. But the same fears are there. You know what I mean? It's just that, like, listen, they there, but guess what? I'm gonna pick either that way or that way. You know what I mean? So
yeah, like they said, Superman, like superheroes, it's not that they're not afraid. They just do it scared.
Absolutely, and that's how you do it.
You just do it scared.
Because if you don't do it, then you already know what that's gonna get.
Exactly. And my thing was with me, I beat myself up so much for not doing it. Like, I'd rather go do that thing, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Because if I don't do that thing, the way I'm going to abuse myself when I get home for not doing it, it's like, I'd rather just you laugh at me.
I'm the same way, though.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
gosh,
like, I'd rather go up there, fall flat on my face, you laugh at me, and that be that. At least I did it.
Right.
Because if I go home and not do it, it's like, forget about it. Right. Like,
you learn through it all anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
You succeed or not. So
exactly.
Ooh, and they some lessons.
They are.
Just want to put that out there. Some lessons, okay.
Is it one that you can share?
Oh, some lessons. But my lesson in particular was when I deviated, because you're going to deviate. I mean, especially, I can't even say especially. So I was young, because you can still deviate when you're older. But I deviated. I actually got into nightlife, and I started running nightclubs. I did that for 7 years. So I got all engulfed inside the nightlife, and was running nightlife and running this, running that. I ran a lot of the.
As hell in the morning.
I was tired, but let me tell you something. I went to work. Let me tell you something. I don't play, okay? But I was just going to work. I didn't cater to my business the way I should have, because I was running nightlife. I ran. A lot of y'all might know him. I ran Charlie's Live, the Playhouse. Suite 822. I actually owned the nightclub at one point. It was Replay, and that was my lesson right there.
Like, which one?
Stay inside your lane. Replay is what I own.
Stay inside.
And I was like, Lex, now you done ran it for 7 years, and you shouldn't even stepped up to own this joint right here, because that's where it went left. But that was the best thing and the worst thing that happened to me. I swear, it was the worst thing that happened to me, because I fell flat on my face. And sometimes you don't, when you're going like this, you don't know that you about. It was flat. It was a good fall, y'all. Okay, I mean, like a good, real good fall, where I looked up and was like, I'm broke. And at that point, when I was broke, I felt like it broke me. But I needed that to realize that just because I was financially broke, I wasn't broke. But it took a minute.
Were
to
you
get there.
were you overspending?
No, I wasn't overspending because it's expensive. Running the club is expensive. There you go. Running the club, especially a club on Broad Street.
She said, no,
It's
staying
expensive. We
in
not
budget
talking
was an
about-
issue.
Oh, you was right here.
I was right, Jolly's Live, Playhouse, 18. Listen, I was there still, okay? It was expensive. In 10 months. 10 months, it was like, this is it. Okay, the rent alone was 12. The rent alone was $12,000
Dang.
just for the rent. That didn't include the insurance, the tax, and so many other things to run in the nightclub that people. don't know about.
$12,000 to what?
Rent.
Rent, nigga, you know that come around once a
No,
month.
yeah, rent. Yeah.
Oh, usually on the first.
Yeah, that's
Right
what
on the
I'm,
first of the 15th.
I'm waiting to see if she
She said
did it like.
12,000 for what?
Did you like put months together? Like every 6 months it was 12,000.
No, it's every month.
It's a club, though.
It's a
You know what I
club.
mean?
Listen, bro. Listen.
And when it's good,
Sometimes,
it's good. But when
sometimes
it's
they
bad,
figure out
it's bad.
what your business is and they hike the price up.
Yeah.
Because right
That's
around
it.
the corner, my man was only paying $2,000.
Well, it must
And
have
the
been a
building
crazy
was-
nightlife around that time
It
for
was-
them
it
to
was-
even
it
have
was
the
a crazy night.
audacity
And
to
That
the
joint was popping.
location, and it's big. We're not talking
yeah.
about a little spot here.
What,
That
yeah,
joint used to
the square
pop.
foot.
Like,
What was
I
the
used to
square?
go
I
over
can't
there a
even
couple
tell you what
times.
the square foot is, but it's
Huge.
a big
Well,
spot. Yeah.
12,000.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just for the rent. But there was so many other things because of where I was located. You got it's a lot. It's called Center City, even though it's like that's not Center City. It's Center City. So now it's a City Police
that's more
Department.
Philly.
Okay, so it's so many politics that happen when you have an urban club inside a Center City Police District. I'm just gonna leave that there. Okay, so it's so much more to that. That's why a lot of people open up stuff in the hood
She said, "I'm gonna just leave that there."
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it is not.
It's not the same.
I mean, I
for
hate to say it,
gangsters.
they don't care. They don't care what happens in the hood. They don't care.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as they see urban lifestyle inside of their part, which is Center City, now it's rules, restrictions, or they put all types of laws, fines, everything. You're like, how can you make money? Like, how can you do it? Because they don't really want you to. They want you to leave.
Yeah, they want to make it hard for you.
Yeah. So it's a lot of
Some-
politics.
Some developers trying to get that building, man. You see, they got the
So do
Met
you think
coming.
it was more so that because I mean you're pretty
I mean, it was a mixture of things. It was
As far
a
as-
mixture of everything, mixture of just the location at that point and like I guess the city had started to get hot. Certain things happened with the projects at that time was across the street. So they was already, redeveloping that stuff. Like it was just a lot. They was
Met was
redoing
coming,
this
baby.
Lorraine Devine building down there. That became anytime they begin to redo the Met, things like that, that's already in process. It's in process before we see it. They already making plans, okay, to kind of push us out already. So that's just the behind the scene politics part of it. So that's the headache.
yeah.
That's the headache down there. You gotta keep calling down there. I gotta keep going down to the police district.
Did they blame you for the violence?
Sometimes they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times we were like, that didn't even happen at our spot. It happened at Johnny Blues.
Right.
They
It
like
was
two
no.
doors
lesbian
down.
night, and then there was a shooting or something. They're like, oh, it was no,
They
they
like,
wasn't.
well,
It
it
was
was
lesbian night.
It was
Right.
technically in between y'all building. Happened
They
right
came
there.
from
You
your
right there.
spot.
You right there.
It happened at
Yeah.
the gas station.
They got
which was
drunk
across
at
the
your
street,
bar,
but
though,
they
ma'am.
was at Johnny Blues, which is like 4 doors down from us. Somebody wasn't even at our spot, but we all blasted up in the newspaper like they wasn't even in our spot at
Yeah,
all.
people was getting shot in front of my corner store, so I can imagine how having a nightclub was at the time.
Yeah.
News
But-
every night.
But I mean, like you say you failed at that,
Yeah,
right? But I
felt
just
that. I did. I'm telling you, I felt fat.
it was so it was more. It was it you said you consider it a failure because you didn't know how to run a club or because I mean you got the cops on your back, you got $12,000 rent, you got the city hounding you. That's not a L. That's not you failing. That's
You learning.
But
or
what I
just them
learned at that
on
time-
you.
She said she woke up broke though.
But what I had a lack of having the right, knowing the right team to put together in order to handle certain things.
Got you.
That I couldn't do. You know
Got
what I
you.
mean? So
Got
I
you.
think that's where the lack was at.
All
You
right.
know, when you just
So you shuffled back. Well, you still had Cosé going
Of
on.
course.
So you just did it all the
but
night.
but it was like Cosé was probably like hanging on by a string, because I was like I was doing my
neglected it.
clients, but
Mm-hmm.
but that was it. Come and do my clients. That was out. It was like come and do the client. I wasn't catering to it at all.
So you were just on your money kick then.
That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
And that's when you chase the money, it starts to suffer. You think it wouldn't, But it does
Yes.
because you don't, like you said, you don't give the experience.
Right.
You're not
Right.
putting any thought into what you're doing. You just
Right.
chasing dollars.
And at that point, the business wasn't even growing at that point because I'm not doing nothing over there. I'm just maintaining my clients and that's it. But I wasn't growing it. You know what I mean? I wasn't worried about getting new clients, like anything like that.
And you had nobody helping you there, so
Right.
it was just you
It's just
bouncing
me.
for
Yep.
it.
Do the hair, go on, do what I need to do for the club, and I did everything for the club. I said everything.
Yeah, you like to do everything.
I do not like to do everything. People are lazy. What you find out is people are lazy. They're so damn
True.
lazy.
You like,
You
I
want it
gotta
done?
do everything.
People are lazy as hell. And what happens is if you don't do it, and then they don't do it, now you left without. So I'm like, listen, now I'm stuck. So at that point, let me just go ahead and do it. I'm not gonna be stuck because I don't have time last minute running around and I don't have time to do it. It's a lot of running.
No, but I say that. I
You
say that
neglected
more.
your foundation.
I
though.
did.
So yeah, that's probably where the L came in.
I did.
Because if your foundation was strong and running, then you wouldn't have felt.
Well, I had left that whole. I just left it. You know what I mean? Like I was maintaining it, but I just didn't focus on it. You know what I mean? So,
You gotta treat that one like he's the most important person.
So yeah, that was a reality check. It was really a humbling experience because at that point, that's when I got a therapist, y'all. I need a therapist then.
No,
So
therapy
I
is
got
important.
me a therapist, and
Yeah.
I was like,
I've never thought like, yo, should I go
Shoot.
get a therapist
Yes.
or go see somebody?
Yes.
I
let me
never
tell you
thought of
something.
that.
To
Yes.
this day,
Yes.
that's the best thing. I still have my
Yes.
therapist today.
Yes.
That's what's up.
And let me
Yes.
tell you, I killed my therapist line. I was calling her 4 times a week. She picked up every time. I swear, she picked up.
That's what's up.
And I was like, when I think back now, I'm like, that lady was crazy. She gonna pick up every time I call. Like 4 times. 4 times a week. I mean, I was calling her 4 times a week
Said, no,
because
I'm just doing my job.
it had been so long that I was at a point where I just didn't have nothing. Like I felt like I was like 14 years old. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't feel like I'm 14. You know what I mean?
You're just in the valley right now, like they like to say. You're just in the valley
Like,
right
dang, I
now.
was deep in the valley though.
Yeah,
I wasn't
I was
like,
deep in the
I mean, I
valley.
was deep in
like I was getting near the shadows of death.
And
Like,
she was just sitting to me. She was like, "Oh, Lex, you're gonna come out this smelling like roses." She's like, "Don't you smell the roses?" I was like, "Hell no."
was she
I'm
right?
smelling roses. She was absolutely right. But in my head, I'm like, I don't see it. I don't smell it. I don't see it. This lady, I'm like, you're crazy. Like, what? And that's when she began to, start doing self-care work. And that's when I started realizing how much self-care work is the foundation. Before you do anything, you have to take care of yourself. And that is the basic needs of yourself. And I'm not talking about, getting washed and combing your hair and all that stuff. I'm talking about really taking time to really spend time with yourself, get to know who you are, take the time to meditate. I learned how to meditate. I had never meditated. I didn't even know what I was doing the first 2 weeks of meditating. I was like, this is crazy.
Shit, I fell asleep every
I
time.
love meditating.
The
You
first
can.
two
You can.
weeks, I was sitting there like, this is crazy. Am I doing this right? Because I never did it before. After 2 weeks, as long as you stick to it, I began to settle inside of it. And I became a meditator. And I was like, oh, okay, I got this. So once I started getting in touch with myself, and I would say more of my spiritual side of myself, that's when things began to like get right. You know what I mean? I wasn't complaining no more.
So that was your aha moment.
That was my aha moment. Yeah.
Aha.
Yes.
Yeah, the spiritual part of it, it'll get you through
Yeah.
spirituality and therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got a
Spirituality
therapist?
might be a therapy.
But you combine it with a therapist.
Yeah. If you bind it, it's powerful. You put
Yeah.
it together.
Huh?
You got a therapist?
No. But
You
I
ever
know the
had one?
importance. Yeah, I know the importance of one. I mean, yeah, you got to be able to afford a therapist on a constant basis too. They're not free.
You can work out a barter
Yeah.
system. I work out a system with my therapist because, see, she lives in Colorado now, so I just make her wigs.
See, there
We
you
work
Nice.
this out. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
My therapist is only $40, and it can fit in my pocket.
Oh, wait a minute.
But no,
Wait a minute.
I've had
Medicinal.
I've had therapists during certain times in my life. So yeah, I know the importance of just being able to talk to somebody because you can't. What I've realized is people aren't therapists. Right? People aren't therapists. Like you bring them their problems and you expect to get therapy from them, but they're not built for that. Like they're going
They got their own problems.
Yeah, they got their own problems, and you're looking for you're looking for. I knew I was looking for answers.
course.
Like I want feedback on the problems that I'm having,
Of
not
course.
just what you think I want to hear, or like you answering me while you watching Netflix. Like I really need help.
Right,
Like,
right.
so yeah, that was.
But yeah. And it was so funny because I didn't even know. I felt like I didn't even know that I was in a depression because I'm highly motivated.
Mhm.
So I'm getting up, going to work, but my livelihood was different. I wasn't really going out. I'm a person. I used to have a good social life. I don't know about now what's going on, but but I wasn't socializing.
That page still look jumping to me. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the page. That ain't real life. So that's when that's when I was like, oh, I didn't even know I was in a depression. That's because I was functioning. Mm-hmm. But you can functionally be in a depression, and that's what I functionally was in a depression.
Got you.
So that's why I didn't look like I was in one. So from the outside in, outside people looking, they thought I was just doing just fine. I was just looking at them people like they crazy. You're like, what? I'm in a hole.
And how did you dig yourself out?
I dug myself out first, like I said, with therapy and meditation. I'm telling you, I'm a reader, and I had got back into reading. Reading books is just something I like to do. I like to cook. That's like it's my love language. So for myself too. So I'm like, let me cook because I like to eat. I'm a foodie. I'm a fluffy girl. Okay. So I began to do things that I like to do. So once you do things that you like to do that serve a purpose for yourself, that's when things become to get better. I focused right back on my shop. I realized, I said, you know what, Lex, you still got your business. Okay. If you can cater to your business the way you cater to that club, then your business will be popping. So what I did was, I said, I made a goal. I said, cater to your business. I catered to my business, but like I said, I was broke. So in the meanwhile, I worked inside a little club on Saturdays just so I can get the money to renovate my shop. So I saved up maybe like $6,000. I started renovating my shop. It was so funny because my mom was like, Mom, I only got $6,000 to my name, so you just gotta leave me alone right now, right? So she like, you're gonna spend the whole $6,000 on renovations? I said, yeah, they gotta know I'm serious. Because in my mind, this is what I thought. I said, they need to know that I'm serious about being back in the club being back in the shop because I was going for so long, that they got to know I'm serious. How they know I'm serious, I got to do a new look. I have to. I got to upgrade everything. So I upgraded everything. I spent every dollar. Every dollar, I had $13 in my bank. I was back to broke. But guess what? I was broke before.
I was say you went back to broke. Yeah.
So it was like, it's okay. Because at least this time, I chose my brokenness. Before it chose me. So now I'm glad I chose it. So I did it the way I wanted to do it. And that was the best thing I did. So I had a re-grand opening. Nobody knew I only had $13 when they walked in for that re-grand opening. They didn't know. It was 100 people in there. And
like I need all of y'all in here right now. They all was
booking their appointments and everybody, it was I swear it was like the happiest day of my life since the first time I opened it up. But I only had, it had nothing to do with money because I only had $13.
Because you went all in.
I went all in, and I did it with the way I wanted to do it. The way that I knew. I said, if I do it this way, this is going to work. And I said, and I stuck to it, and it worked. It worked. It just started going up and up and up, and then 6 months later, then COVID hit, and I was like, oh wait a minute, I'm about to go back broke again. God damn. I was like, here I go. Oh man, I was like, I'm gonna be broke again. Like I just renovated. Damn, right? So I was like, all right. But I also remembered that the first time when I went broke, I was in this functional depression. So I said, all right, well, this is what you're going to do. You're not going to sit in this house during COVID. Because if you sit in this house, naturally what we do, lay in the bed. That's what we do. When you sitting at home, you're like, you just lay in the bed. So I said, you're going to get up and you're going to go to the shop every day, regardless. So that's what I did. So I went there and I was like, all right, I said, I'm going to do some videos on hair. I was like, I started doing, so I got bored after 2 weeks. I was like, oh, what you going to do now? I was like, I had learned how to make wigs like 3 years before, but I learned how to make it, but then I was in nightlife so heavy that I just never did it. So I was like, all right, well, it looks like they extended it another 2 weeks. Remember they said 2 weeks, even though my sister's a nurse. She was like, girl, y'all gonna be out for months.
Yeah, that was
she already gave me the heads up that it was going to be more than 2 weeks. She like 2 weeks.
She like, don't believe that shit.
Right, she already told me. So right after that was done, I just started making wigs. Started making wigs since I was a hairdresser. I started styling the wigs like they was my clients. So I did 3 weeks. I put them up on Instagram. Instagram went crazy. I was like, this what? How much, Lex? What? I couldn't believe it. I was like, we didn't know you made wigs well. I never had time. That was just what it was. Long story short, in those 3 months that I made wigs, I was probably, that I did the wigs from during the pandemic, I probably was making 15 to 18 wigs a week. It just became super busy. And so my $13 turned around real quick to about $25,000. Real quick. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I made $25,000 and the shop is closed. What? Wait a minute, I should have been doing this. I had that damn club. You start talking all these things, And I had that, you start thinking about all the things you did. Like, I wasted my time. But I learned a lot.
Nope, you didn't waste a lot.
I learned a lot from it. And I also learned that you can't be lazy. Because I didn't plan to come in there and do wigs. My whole point is I didn't want to go back into a functional depression. That I had something I had already experienced. So I said, let me get up every day and come to the shop. But that wasn't to do wigs.
And
it
just
was
by doing that,
so I wouldn't go crazy. To keep my mental right, because I knew that path that I went down. So I was like, let me mentally keep myself right by, just engulf into my craft. I had no idea I was going to do wigs. I wasn't able to do videos. That's what everybody was doing. And then I got bored. It was like, all right, let's do some wigs now. So I started doing wigs. So it happened that way.
I'm still doing the wigs heavy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I'm a fan of her wig videos. I'm not even going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she do wig videos on Instagram. I'm
Let
sitting
me
there
tell you
looking at
something.
them.
I am
want
the
one?
wig queen.
Nah, I don't want one.
Lance is actually wearing one of the wigs.
Yeah.
Look, he wearing one right now.
I'm a
If
fan
anybody
of
is tuning in,
she do lock wigs.
I can make a lock wig. I made a braid
Ralph
wig.
will shape it up for you.
Yeah.
No, the reason is because, like I said,
Don't be careful. He don't have no license, y'all.
yeah.
No.
Nah, it's all good.
my man
They're not
Shaw.
checking for me.
I'm messing
They're not checking for me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can come through.
No, because I showed Deja.
Right.
And I'm like, listen, if you want to do something, if you really want to do this, because Deja wants to do the cosmetology and she be in the house doing the makeup and all of that. So I push her towards your page because I'm like, listen, I know she does it and I know she does it well. So that's what, like, even with, like I was telling you, my wife was watching the videos, like she liked the color with. I'm like, yeah, she like this one and that one. And yeah, so I would take them to Deja like, listen, you want to do this? Watch these videos.
Right.
Because this is somebody that's doing it at a professional top level. That's down to earth. That's one of our folks that I actually know personally, and I know that will guide you in the right direction. If you just by looking at her page, she'll guide you in the right direction. You don't even have to be around her.
Yeah.
But yeah, those wig videos are popping.
Mm-hmm.
And if I knew you would have made that much off of them, I would have been learning how to make them.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I never.
You
I didn't know
learn how to
nobody
make
was
them,
making
nigga?
wigs.
I'll make.
I'm just saying, I didn't know. I'm telling you, I
Listen,
didn't know. It
will
really
make a
hit
wig,
me out of
bro.
nowhere, and I was sitting there like, whoa. Like I had to like sit back, like look at God. You know what I mean? 6 months ago, I had $13. You know what I mean? Like 6 months ago, but now I'm focusing on my craft, and I make my wigs on the sewing machine. Mind you, don't ask me to sew nothing because I don't know how to sew anything but wig. Okay,
Just wigs.
I never heard of that.
Just wigs. All I know how to sew is wigs. But it's just, you see the growth from it because now I'm like, when people start seeing you do stuff, it's amazing how it can be complete strangers. If they see you putting stuff up, like wigs, people just start sending you stuff. Somebody sent me something in my DM about medical wigs. I'd never heard of medical wigs. So when they sent it, I'm reading up on it and somebody was having a class. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to the class. I'm big on like going to classes, especially if I feel like it's something new.
But not when you was in college.
So
Not when you was in
college
college.
wasn't adding to what I wanted to do.
She likes learning
I'm
about
just
what
saying.
she
Okay.
likes.
Just saying.
It wasn't the class that bothered me. It was the fact that at the end of this, I would have had a degree that I would have did absolutely nothing with.
You wanted to do
It was wasting
hair.
my time.
You wanted to be in your field.
Yes. So I went to I did the medical wig class. I got certified in that. So I have an MPI number, which means I am a medical supplier right now. Okay. For medical wigs.
I need to
Nice.
grab soon as we done.
Okay, now I'm in the process now of making my relationships with the insurance companies, because what that means is that the insurance companies will pay for the wigs.
Then you
And I
charge,
need
you can
that.
charge them
That's-
$10,000 more.
What they'll pay
That's
up to
amazing.
$1,000 per wig.
That's
Alright.
amazing.
Okay, and if y'all didn't just see the congresswoman put up there that she's trying to get Medicare
Mm-hmm.
to pay for the
Yes.
wigs, so that means all my good people that's on public assistance.
So that's just
So
a
they getting
timing.
wigs.
So
I
that's
need that to happen.
so was that
So
just
everybody
a,
be
that's
like,
just a
yeah.
perfect timing thing for you?
It's a
Older
perfect
ladies.
time.
Everybody be
But that's
throwing
what I mean.
Cancer
Fuck credit
patients,
cards. They better
older
throw their
ladies,
insurance card like, huh?
Perfect timing.
alopecia,
Because
right.
that's what I mean when I say sometimes you are looking for that reassurance that you're doing the right thing, and then something dropped. You be like, see, I know I'm doing the right thing. And that was like perfect timing. Not to say it passed, but the fact that it's out there in that way, that means it's something that they're working towards. So will it happen tomorrow? May not. It might happen 2 years from now. But in them 2 years when it happens, guess who's gonna be right there? Me.
Hey, listen,
And the thing is,
That's
which made me feel so good is that I had at least 15 people send me this article. So that means people already know, oh, look, like they already look at me and say, no, she the wig girl. So I'm like, y'all keep on doing that. That means I'm branding myself good. So I felt good about that.
yeah, because I thought about you when I saw it also. I'm like, this is perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
This is perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
I'm like, did you call them and ask them to do that?
She manifested
I did manifest that.
when she meditated.
I did manifest. I manifest a whole lot of stuff.
Isn't that
now.
wonderful? It's like you walk around like a superhero. Like, watch me make this happen. Like, watch this.
Yeah.
Listen, manifestation
manifest
is everything.
Let me tell you, people's like, oh,
Yeah.
Wonderful.
there's always stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
You always get all
Grind
that
him up.
stuff. That's what
When we
they
get
say.
done, I'm gonna grind you the fuck up.
Because I'm supposed to. That's what I felt. They always say, Lex, you always getting all the good stuff. Good stuff always happening to you. I said, because it's supposed to.
Exactly, because it's supposed
If
to.
you
the
expect
energy you
bad
putting
things
out
always
there.
happen to you, that's what you're going to get. And I'm not saying things don't happen to me because in life you're going to go through things, but a lot of good things happen to me that I don't even care about the bad things no more
Exactly.
because the good things supposed to.
Because in order for you to even understand what a good thing is, you need that opposite thing to happen.
Right.
And it really depends on how you look at that thing, really, honestly.
Right.
I mean, what's
Absolutely.
good or bad?
You're right.
You know?
You're right.
So,
Mindset shift. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like, it was I'm about to get into a proverb that I know I don't remember.
It's okay.
But
just
people-
say it.
Yeah,
Just
but
say the proverb. and
yeah,
just say what it is.
so
Don't fuck it up.
yeah, I'm about to. I'm about to.
Just paraphrase it. Just put it in your own words.
So
Break it down
so
to
it was
me.
a story about the guy in the village, right? So his son was riding a horse and his son fell off the horse and he broke his leg. And everybody was like, oh, bad for you. Your son just fell off the horse and broke his leg. And he's like, it's not good or bad. So then a couple weeks later, the army came into the village and took all the men to go fight, but he couldn't because he had broke his leg. And it was like, oh, now, you know,
That
so
was good, huh?
yeah,
Now y'all
so
want your leg broken?
so it doesn't,
Right.
what could be bad in one situation is actually good in another
But sometimes-
situation.
Yeah, and that means sometimes you can't see what it is until later
perspective.
on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you just
You
like,
might don't get it now, but you're gonna get it later, and
Yeah.
that happens a lot.
you may not understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know why this is happening right now. So, I could be sad about it, but whatever. And I'm going to go into another affiliate, right? Okay. Do you want to learn how to market your music on social media? How about learning how to chart #1 on iTunes? Oh, I know you want to learn how to get paid from your music every day, grow your Instagram with real fans, and get millions of streams on Spotify and more. Well, look, go to Group 82 University. It's like the school that Harry Potter went to for witches, but for musicians. You'll get 6 years of proven to work music marketing lessons in just 6 weeks. Click in the link in the description below. That's Group 82 University. All right, back to your regular scheduled program. Here we go. All right, so we doing them. We kind of jumped to the medical. So is that the bundle? I was going to talk about the bundles.
Oh no, the bundles. The funny thing is, I have been doing bundles for years. It just wasn't. I never wanted to do bundles to anybody other than my clients because I understand what working with the public is like, and I just wasn't ready.
You just wasn't.
So for years, I mean, when I say years, I've always dealt with extension hair. That was my specialty. So for years before even bundles became a thing, that's what I was doing. But I only did it with my clients. I just never opened it up to public. But once my cousin seen that I had, left the club and then kind of like mentally got into a space where I was 100% focused on the shop, she jumped right on it like white on rice. It was like, oh, because she was asking me every year. And I was like, no. And when she seen it, she was like, so you ready to do the bundles now? And I was like, all right. She was like, really? She's
like, oh.
"No, every year. I was like, no, not doing it. No.
Those bundles is another thing.
And we've been doing it now. Almost, it'll be 2 years and 2 years like Thanksgiving week.
That's pretty lucrative, right?
And let me tell you, that's a story. And so she's the best partner. Let me tell you why she's the best partner, because she listens. She's not into business. She's a nurse, actually. But she's not into business, so a lot of people don't understand how business works. So when we first started, she said, well, how much I got to give up? And I said, well, we're going to do it the only way I know how to do it. I said, so this way we don't got to put a whole bunch of money up. I said, you give me $800. So you gave me eight. I had eight. We had $1,600. To this day, we haven't put no money back into there from out of our pockets. And we already got our $800 back, okay?
Nice.
We started off with, I want to say maybe 20 bundles of hair, one texture, which was straight. Of course, the Instagram, because that's free. You know what I mean? Now we have a website. We have 9 different textures. We're fully got all the inches from 12 inches to 40 inches. Okay.
Who the hell getting 40 inches?
What?
You said what?
Don't play with my.
Killing me.
Don't play with my
Trying to
bundle
wipe
babes
their
out
ass
here.
with the hair.
Don't play with my
The
bundle
kids.
babes out here. Okay.
I ain't gonna talk about them right now.
Listen,
Don't
Another-
play.
Another episode.
With my bundle babes.
all up and down Willing Avenue,
All right.
all the kids with ridiculously long hair.
Don't
and I'm
even
just
play
looking
with
like,
it.
All right, my
Why?
bad.
Can I
Okay.
listen? I was standing in because my store is around the corner from your shop, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm standing there, and I'm in there, and this guy pulls up in a van, and I don't know if I guess people knew he was going to pull up at the corner, so he gets out and he has he's selling bundles. This was during COVID, so his store must have been closed.
Oh, okay.
The way people converged on that van to get those bundles. I sat there and watched my man sell out those bundles out of his van in less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like people were pulling up in cars. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if he told them like I'm gonna be here at a certain time or just people were riding by and saw him selling bundles to other people and was just like, yo, what's going on with this? But I watched him run through those bundles like that.
Look, I'm telling you, the hair industry is crazy.
He made more money off my corner than I did in 5 minutes and
Yeah.
pulled off, bro.
Especially
Like,
during the pandemic.
You should have told him like, yo, I need to check.
yeah, like I felt some type of way.
You
He
gotta
did
rip my
come.
corner.
He did
Oh,
come
yeah,
in
you
and
got
he did come in. He grabbed a sandwich and something to drink. So I appreciated that. He did come in and grab something. He's like,
That's
I
cool.
just know. I know I just made a lot of money on your corner, bro.
I'd have been like, yeah, you did.
Yeah,
brother.
you did, brother.
Speaking of that, here's my invoice.
I definitely think during the pandemic, it was like if you was a hustler, you was winning because you couldn't get into a hair store. Most of the hair stores are not owned by black people, they're owned by Chinese, and now they got some that's Indian. Them stores was closed. And so it was just hard and it was just difficult to get anything. So even with me being a hairdresser, I was still doing wigs. I was working. So when people was like, Lex, they would call me.
Mhm.
Lex, do you have this? Do you have? People started calling, asking, even other hairdressers, do you have wig caps? Do you have this? Here I go. My girlfriend live in Delaware. I call her up. What's the hair store near you? She live in Bear, Delaware. She's like, oh, they open. I said, they open. I drove to Bear, Delaware every weekend during the pandemic. I became friends with the worker in there, and I became friends with the owner. And then she told me she had 3 stores in Delaware. Mm-hmm. Okay, and let me tell you, I've been to every one of her stores during the pandemic. Her stuff would be closed. She opened up for me because she know I'm coming in and I'm gonna buy all this stuff. I'm coming in buy all this stuff, and I'm like everybody.
So I'm a
coming to
heavy
me.
hitter.
Yeah, right. And then everybody was coming to me, and she knew what I was doing. I was gonna bring back to Philly. We can't get nothing. She already knew, so she would open up for me. And she would tell me, let me call up my other store and see if they got this there and make sure I go to this store and go get all the braiding here. So I had all the braiders, all the people who braided was calling me for braid. They couldn't get nothing. I had everything. But every week, I swear I was so tired for 3 months. But I thought about when I worked in that club. I was tired as hell working in that club. So I always compare everything to that. And I said, if I could do it inside that club, I know I can do it for myself. So 3 months straight, down there beating that highway. I'll go in there, shop, stay in my girlfriend's house, leave the next day, come back. That's how I would do. And I would provide everybody with hair supplies because they would call me and say, do you have the, I got it. I got everything. What you need? So, and then after a while, that's when the hair store started to be like, okay, we'll do curbside. But they wasn't doing nothing at first.
They like,
the
she
ones that
killing
were-
it out here.
Really
Like, we
wasn't doing
got
nothing. And I'm
fix
saying
this.
I was killing it. I was like, braid hair, the prices was inflated. Braid hair used to be $3.5.
Everything
Was
inflated.
inflated.
Everything was
Everything was inflated.
That pissed me off.
Everything was inflated.
That
Okay.
pissed me off, bro. I used to go to the Chinese store and get 4 wings. Shit used to
Oh.
be $4. Now that shit $6.75
I think
for
it's-
the
I think it's
same
like $7
4 fucking
now.
wings.
Oh no,
What the
no,
fuck is
yeah,
that?
chicken. You should have been paying
Everything.
Listen, no,
Yeah,
I
$70
was paying
now.
almost $200 for a 40-pound box
For
of
a case
chicken
of
for the
chicken
store.
wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it got crazy
Yeah.
out there. If you
Yeah.
can even find it.
That shit retarded.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it got real
Because there
over
was no
that chicken.
options. I mean, what can you do?
Yeah,
in the
and-
time of distress.
Them people was getting corona working
You gonna
on
pay
working
that
on the
price.
line. They had nobody
Yeah,
doing
them chicken
Gonna
plants
get
was
it
going
anyway. They
crazy.
was gonna get it anyway.
Them chicken plants was going. So really, COVID helped you pivot.
It
COVID
definitely
helped
did.
a lot of hustlers.
It helped me because it set me down first of all too. I was moving because you gotta remember I had just renovated, so I'm on go mode because I had just renovated, just did the grand open, so I'm on go mode. That set me down. When it set me down, I realized how behind I was from all the years I was at the club. I was 3 years behind. When I do like paperwork, I was 3 years behind. I took them 3 months, got all my paperwork together, like everything. So now, when all them grants and stuff, now we're going to segue into this, y'all. I got some stuff for y'all. So now when all them grants and everything came around, all my stuff was straight as far as like paperwork go. Was I legal, of course, but just making sure everything was lined up. So I just wrote a book. This is my second book, y'all. I wrote a book during the COVID too. There's a lot going on. But this second book I wrote.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I
like
did.
listen.
I was not trying. Listen, I'm telling y'all, when I try and go back in time that depression, I'm letting y'all know. But this book, it didn't come out yet, but I don't know when I'm gonna drop it, but it's done. But I got a book now that it says how I got $100,000 in grants within 1 year. I received $100,000 in grants between when COVID started till probably recently.
I need that book.
I would say about 100. I never wrote a grant a day in my life.
I need that
I'm not a
book.
professional grant writer. I never.
Right.
I just answered the questions. That was it. I just answered the questions.
Yeah.
So
That's funny
it's
how
just
that
that
work,
over
right?
time, I realized that they were all similar questions. So I began saving my answers at that point because I got tired of rewriting the same answers. So I just started copying and pasting at that point. You had to ask me the same stuff.
Right.
But I never wrote grants a day in my life. I swear I never did. I just was like, all right, my shop closed. Let me just apply. And,
that's right.
and I found out a system, blueprint on how to get these grants.
I could write a book. I can't show you how to make that much off of it.
Well, it was a plethora of them. Some was like 5, some was 10.
No, yeah, you were
some was
running. I know
20.
because I was going through the same thing. So to
Yeah.
hear that you accomplished that,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I wish I would have had that book. Like I got some,
I
but
just wrote the book.
to run the
That's
like
because people kept
I
asking
should have
me,
been
like,
over
Lex, tell me
there.
what you did. And I just was like, I got to write a book because I can't really tell you. I got to just write a book and show you. And in my book, I have like a sample of, actually, not say a sample. It's actually my questions and my answers, but it's for my business. So, of course, But, and then it's also a video. I had won $25,000 for a L'Oreal beauty grant. And it was a video that you had to do. And I got my video on there to say, this is the video that I did. And it was my video I did like this with my Galaxy. That I did.
Not an iPhone, but a guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It was an extra pixel too that got, they got a good view. That's
what it was.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay. So that's the first thing.
The premier sponsor of the Hip Hop Diner.
You will not get
Time out,
these
we need to do
grants
one more
with an
commercial.
iPhone. I'm just letting you know. These are Galaxy grants.
These are guys.
These are Galaxy grants.
But all that's in there. So it's going to be really cool when I drop it because now people will see. It's so funny because I have a book that got right now about 12 grants. I said, oh, Lex, you about to apply for all these grants right here. Go on. And then I have a brand manager. She like, oh, Lex, I need you to apply for that grant. They gave up to $200,000.
I'm pulling up for some
I'm
coffee.
sorry, hold on. You said you got a brand manager?
My brand manager is so funny how we met. My brand manager is the person who, she's all about branding. So she does websites, like she'll take what you, like your vision that you have, and she'll push it to the limit. So I've been with her since she first started her business.
Why did you feel like you needed that? For people that don't
I actually didn't know I needed a brand manager. I actually just needed a website. Right. So when I met her, I was going to her for a website.
Okay.
So she was new. She was brand new then. So we was literally growing together. I was fine with that. I think growing with people is a great thing. So that's how it started. It started off with me, and then we would just talk and bounce ideas off each other. And then that's when, I don't even know if she even knew she was a brand manager then when we first started. And it wasn't with any of these businesses. I have another business that I had to drop. It's called Cookie Jar Panties. and I had a panty line.
I'm sorry, cookie jar panties.
Cookie jar panties.
Are these edible panties?
No, they were not edible. So
Yeah, Shorty, put these on real quick.
So when
You
she
caught
met
your hand
me,
in the cookie
right,
jar.
That's what she met. She met me with cookie
Right.
jar panties, and we had such a great like branding thing. But the beauty, of course, I was a beauty girl, so I kind of had set it to the side. In the back of my head, I still be thinking about it, but that's how we met for a website, and then. Over time, I think she developed into a brand manager. At first, it was like I do web design.
She was probably like, you need a lot of stuff.
Oh, and
So
then I
I
would
just
push her.
need, yeah.
And I would push her to do things. She said, Lex, you always bring me something that pushes me. And I'm like, well, I know all the things that I want. I just don't know some things. I just don't know how to do it. So, but I'm gonna tell you what I want. And I watch other people. Like I always, when I would talk to Lance inside my shop, and I tell him you're gonna learn your biggest things from other people. And they don't always have to say it for you to learn it. If you just watch, you'll see it. So when I look on Instagram, I don't care if I like the person or not. Look how the person market. If I want to learn how to market my product, I'm gonna look at somebody that's a marketer that I see is marketing a certain way, and be like, how did they get all this now? And I'm not gonna say, it depends on if you want. I'm not gonna say I want to sit there and put my thong on and stuff to get that. Depends on what I'm into. You know what I mean? Depends. But if I'm inside the beauty field, little things, other things I'm gonna do. Like I watch country cooking. I watch Soul, because Soul to me, I'd be like, what is Soul doing? Soul just be doing some stuff that I'd be like, she is crazy. But I
She's
love her.
very down, like
I love
personable,
her.
and yeah, it's like you getting what you getting with her, and that's it. She's not trying to. She cooking in her kitchen,
Right.
She ain't. Yeah, it's like
She for the people.
yeah, she might take something off your plate that was supposed to be for yours, and ain't like she doing what she want to do. But yeah, you vibe with that because that's like you said, it's down
And
to
when you
earth.
look at her from a marketing standpoint, she's a genius. From a marketing standpoint, I'm like, I don't know her personally, but from a marketing standpoint, she's a genius
Yeah,
in her own right.
Because I came. Remember, I asked you. I'm like, did you pay for a content creation course? Remember, I asked you
Not
that.
yet,
I'm like,
no.
did you pay to go to a content creation
No,
course?
it's
And you
all
like,
Instagram.
no. And I'm like, because people pay thousands of dollars to learn how to create content like you do on a daily basis. And you like, no, I just watch other people do it and I just do
I
it.
watch other people do it, and then you take a risk. I found the flyer lady is $10. I don't even know her. She's from China. Never met her. She had some, sometimes if she would have took my $10, that'd have been $10 I'd have lost.
Right.
But I was like, all right, she do flyers. Let me see. I was like, let me send my first little 10. I sent it. She sent back my flyer. I'm like, all right, I think we on to something.
It's like she ain't burned me.
Right, she burned my little $10 because flyers be costing like $40, $50.
Right.
So if you're a person that wants to do a lot of content, let's just say I'm doing 5 flyers every 2 weeks. That's $50 a week. If I with her, with somebody else, that's $250. I can't do that. Don't throw $250 every 2 weeks.
Right.
But I can do that $50 every 2 weeks to keep new content coming in. So now, when people like, I'm like, listen, here go the flyer lady. You gotta DM her. You don't know, you know, she Chinese. You just DM her. She gonna send you a little PayPal link. You gonna pay the PayPal link, and she gonna get your flyer within 3 days, and you know exactly when you're getting it.
Like,
too.
entrusted, it's going to happen.
Within 3 days, you know what I mean? She not gonna call you. There's no phone number. None of that.
Damn.
You know what I mean? But
Definitely took a risk. For your $10.
Yeah, it's like,
listen,
He probably was like, yeah, that shit gone.
but that was the best $10 I had spent in order, you know what I mean? Because she'd be right on it. And now she thinks she know me. She's like, oh, I'm gonna be going this weekend. I'm getting married. I'm like, okay. I don't even know her.
she know me.
But I send everybody to her, like everybody. And then she even work with you. I'll be like, let me get 10 flyers. She's like, I'm gonna give them to you for $8 a flyer.
Yeah.
You go, girl. Okay,
Nice.
I'm hyped now. You got a
It's
little
already
discount.
cheap, but you making it cheaper?
You give me a little discount.
She's like
You
a
know?
walking example of that book, Who Not How, that I'll be talking about. It's like, I'm not doing any of this, but you want to do everything. Because I was like, well, won't you get somebody to write that book for you? She like, well, I wrote it already, and here it is. I'm like,
Because I get in the
All right.
I'm telling you, when you get in the zone, listen, I'm a zone person. When you zone out, I would write the book so fast it's sickening. Like you'd be like, I'd be like, I'm done. Like you done, I'm done. Because when I zone out, it's like I can't stop.
yeah. So then I'm like, and then I'm like,
Zone.
you should probably do an e-course for this too. She like, I got one right here.
I start showing it.
Start showing me the slides.
I did.
You start thinking like, who is this
Yeah,
human
like-
being, this
Yes.
superwoman
It's
here?
so funny because my friends, I go out and stuff. So they be like, when I drop it, they be like, when did you do this?
Right.
Like,
When the hell did
like,
you
when
have
did
the
you
time
do
for this?
I said, just know this. If I didn't do it when I was around you, that means I did it when I wasn't around you. So that means I I do it. I find time. Sleep is not something that I need a lot of.
Because you heard I asked, I'm like, wasn't you just in, because she was like, that was Atlanta. I'm like, wasn't you just in Dallas though? She like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that was on my way
Like,
here. I
yep.
was booking Miami. On
But
the way here, I was like,
she's like, when I
I'm just
leave
about
here,
here.
I'm going right to the airport. I got things to do, bro.
it's important to live your life. I feel like the more you live your life, the more the things that you want in your life are gonna come to you. I feel like I'm living my life the most that I've ever lived my life. Of course, more responsibly, because back in the day I was a little irresponsible, but responsibly, okay. But I really am. I just feel like nothing holds me back.
No, yeah, because you say you have certain days for your, certain days you do this, certain days for this. Like, yeah, you set times aside
I
to
don't work
live your
Fridays
life.
and Saturdays. I'm the hairdresser that don't work Fridays and Saturdays.
She said, and that's that.
That's the
happened
only
during
days I
COVID.
work.
And that's that.
And that's the reason why I don't. My barber was being selfish. I got a barber, and during the COVID, I was like, all right, we're not working the same days. And I was like, what days you want? He was like, Friday and Saturday. And at first, I was like, oh no, he didn't.
Say that.
You trying to put me out on the busiest days? God damn.
At first, but I said, you know what? And I was working on my energy and stuff. And I told you I was meditating, and so I was like, I just said, all right. It took so much for me to say just all right, because normally I'd have been like, what? Da, 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 da. I just was like,
nah, nigga, you
all right,
you
that's
wanna
it.
be
I
the late
left it.
hours.
Like, what part of Friday and Saturday,
You
bro?
want-
Like-
In my head, I
I
wanted to
got
cuss about so
8 to
bad, but it
4.
just came out all right. That's how I knew it was growth
She's
for
like,
me. And then I said, well, I'll take the other days to myself. I just said Sunday through Thursday. I said, I'll take the other days. I said Sunday through Thursday. And my clients was happy I was working on Sunday.
You've been riding this just let it happen wave, and it's been working
Let
out.
me
Like,
tell you something. And
like, I
so
ain't
when they
gonna
was
fight
like,
it.
oh, we back open, they was like, oh, you come back on Fridays and Saturdays? I was like, absolutely not. Y'all
Absolutely
made
not.
it work Sunday through Thursday. If it ain't broke, don't fix
yeah,
it.
y'all liked it.
So even now that
I never went back on Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
The thing is, if COVID never happened, I know I would still be working Fridays and Saturdays.
right.
That pushed the envelope really to get me off Fridays. And let me tell you, Friday I go to happy hour.
Friday
Let me
and
tell you
Saturday is
What?
the days that most things happen. So
Little weekend
now
getaway.
that you say it, I might have
He
to
like,
switch
listen,
my
let me-
Yeah,
days.
it's
And
those
listen,
are great days to have off.
The little weekend getaway,
I
you
had
can
off.
leave Thursday night, come back Sunday morning.
Yeah,
I
because
had off
Because I'm like,
Friday-
how are you doing these things, Alexis?
Friday and Saturday when I worked in a restaurant. All the cooks hated me for that.
You had off those days.
Friday and Saturday. They gave it
The
to
hell
me.
yeah,
Oh, they
that'll
gonna
be
kill
a
you in the
They
great-
gave
parking
it to
lot
me
for
for the
that.
option because nobody wanted to do the truck outside.
They will
we had.
kill you in the parking lot. For
Nobody
that.
wanted to do the truck in the summertime by themselves, so I did the truck the whole summer by myself.
So what
And
you
they
did,
gave me
making
the
noodles?
option,
You was
like,
So
making
you
noodles.
earned, you
You
put
can
that
take your
work
days
in.
off you want.
You was making noodles.
No, not new. Noodles.
Making cheese out the truck, nigga. Cheese out cheese on the truck.
cheese.
You want your bangs on that or Doritos?
You gotta try that. Listen, it's the best thing. Everything happens on Fridays and Saturdays, and that's like, yep, I'm there.
Listen,
Might have to
COVID.
take that in
I said
consideration.
two things. Like COVID changed a lot. I claimed it in the beginning of COVID. I told my sister, I said, we're gonna make more money during this COVID thing than you think. Like you think it's gonna go one way. I know it's about to go another way. And it went the other way. I'm like, told you.
Yeah.
Like I told you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's like the COVID thing made people realize, oh, this can be done another way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things.
Yeah, like this can definitely be done another way.
Yeah.
I don't have to go
I
kill
seen that.
myself.
I seen a couple of barbers realize the power that they have in COVID.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like they took that shit to the crib and they like, wait, I don't even need to be paying rent at the shop.
Uh-uh,
You know what I mean? Like, I got this
don't
little
do that.
section that
She said, don't do that.
Don't do that, because I'm a salon owner. Let me tell you. Don't do that.
a lot of new business.
Let me
owners
tell you
and
that.
all
Don't do
shit
that.
came
Now,
out.
what I would respect if you open up your own business and you do it, but you just want to go inside the house.
Yeah,
okay?
do it out the garage.
Right, and guess what?
But he set up.
Yeah,
They
guess
set up their
what?
own little
After
situation.
they
though.
said their own little situation, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, you'll let your regulars come. Because even if I was like this in my head, I was like, all right, I'll let certain people come to my house, but I don't really
Right,
want
true.
everybody to come to my house, and I definitely don't want no new people coming to my house.
True.
And I don't want you up in my refrigerator.
To me, it's,
No,
it's not
no,
the.
no,
It's
no.
really not the same
get
thing
too
with styling
comfortable.
hair and cutting
No,
hair.
they get too
Like
comfortable.
cutting hair, dudes, we can go running in and out somebody's crib,
It's
get a
niggas.
quick cut.
We
Like,
niggas.
y'all
We
women
do.
with y'all hair, that's kind of different.
But
That's kinda
every
different.
barber that I know that did that, they had an entrance to the basement or garage.
It was
and it was
separated.
separate from their
Separate.
house. You know what I mean, so it wasn't no going in no goddamn.
Because we feel the same
Ain't
way.
nobody
We
coming
don't,
in my
we
goddamn
don't want
refrigerator.
niggas running in and
Right.
out of our house either.
Right.
Like,
Right.
honestly,
I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to have people know where I live at. And I love my clients.
we'll risk it for some money.
I have
but-
a bottle of hand
I
sanitizer in my
let me
back
tell you,
pocket. before
I
you
don't know
shake
the type of
my
clients
hand,
y'all got. My clients are relentless. If I don't answer my phone, they will pop up at the shop.
Never.
My clients pop. I'm telling you,
So you would
listen,
have a porch full of people then.
And I can envision. A few of these clients
But if you don't-
knocking on my door.
If I don't answer a call, you better send me a text.
Right. What the
No.
hell you putting in them highlights?
Let me tell you, I can envision
at your door.
a couple of these clients. I'm telling you, I can envision them knocking on my door, and I'm like, "You not gonna?"
And they gonna be like, "Yo, you didn't answer your phones or your emails."
I barely have a comb in my house. I don't want to do my own hair in my house. Like I want
Shit,
people.
I
I
could dig it.
completely separate hair out of my house. When I go walk in my house is just like.
Like,
Candles,
I don't do hair.
Right, it's like
Hey.
candles and like warmth and smell good and
You wanna know.
relaxation.
Like your shop.
I want to know.
I mean,
It looks like your shop.
is like
She said,
that,
I
too.
just don't do
I
hair
got the
in
secret
this
written
one.
on my wall.
Yeah.
Okay, I like all good energy.
It's
but
a
it's
vibe.
really, it's really. I
It's
know
definitely a vibe.
I only could do with so much in there because my barber looking like I'm crazy when he be cutting hair and I walk around there with the sage like this around.
He probably be like,
He'd be like this.
oh,
Yeah.
here she go.
He like, here we go. I
And
mean, we need
And I
it though.
just keeps walking. I know he's used to it now, but I walk around the stage right around him. This client just looks at me.
Well,
and
I mean,
they
that's
used
good to
it.
know. That's good to know that somebody would beat down your door because I feel like with
Oh, they beat
sometimes
down.
I feel like if I'm sitting in a barber shop, I feel like
fuck
sometimes it's not loyal.
Oh no,
What you mean?
my clients is
Some
loyal.
some dudes don't be loyal to the bar. Like they'll come in and be like,
Most of them are.
yeah, I'm loyal. Most of them
Yeah,
are,
most-
but there's a lot of
So
them.
nobody
That's,
blow your phone up and get a haircut.
Yeah, they be drawn sometimes.
Yeah, I'm
but
telling- there you go.
but
That's
they're
step
not. They're
one.
not just going to show up
That's because
Pop up.
because I be moving around a lot. So
they said he might not even be
Oh,
there.
yeah.
like nigga,
First
I
of
done had
all-
a couple times people hit me up, call my phone, text me, and then the next thing I know, I get a text message. Yo, I'm here. Where you at? I text them back, bro. I never answered your. Like,
They
why are
still
you
do it.
there? Like, what the fuck? I
My
never
barber
told you
called
to
me all
go
the
there.
time. Did you know such and such was coming? Like, no. And now I got the ring. They be ringing the bell. I be looking around the ring. I'm like, look at her.
Look at her. Look at her.
Nope. ain't
Get
nobody
away from
told her
my
to
door,
come here.
girl. Get away from my door.
I'm like,
Looking
yeah,
for signs of
yeah,
life in
and
your
I-
house.
I'm in California. What you doing out there? Oh, you're away. I am. If you would have called me, and I didn't call, you didn't answer. That meant I was busy.
That means I was
Right.
busy.
But your house
should've
light,
called
the
again.
lights was on.
Like, leave a message.
I forwarded your call 3 times in a row, and you popped up at my crib now.
Like, God damn.
No, it's always the same thing. Well, I was in the area. No, you wasn't.
yeah, they
Like,
always
yeah,
in
you
the
know, I was
area
just-
riding by.
I was just spinning, just
I-
happened to be stopping
but
at the
you know
gas
what?
station.
I do get a lot of people. I still have like an old school vibe in my shop. People, we just got a TV. I'm telling you, and my barber,
Just got a
he had to
TV.
beat me down to get a TV.
Damn. Yeah,
Let me
hell
tell you
yeah.
why. Because we always had great conversation. And I
Y'all
always said,
gossip a lot.
no, not gossip. We had conversation.
You
And 'cause
said
I-
it was old school.
No,
shop.
but it wasn't gossip. No, it really wasn't gossip. It really was good conversation.
So you
'cause
telling
the
me that
barber
a
and
salon,
myself.
a
It's
salon
not
that
a
don't gossip,
salon. It is a salon, but it's just me and the barber.
right?
So it was like a good, it was like his clients and then my clients. So we always have good conversation. It was like all females. So it was a good mix. So we always had like great conversation. We would talk about everything. Now I got to come in and he got Sports Center on. I'm like, oh, God.
He said, shut up with that talk.
I'm like,
Trying to watch
and
these
then
sports.
I gotta watch him and go back and forth about who's winning and who was the whack quarterback and everything else, and I be sitting like this.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I was like, and this is why I
Like-
didn't want TV.
it's like
here,
this.
Okay,
Yeah, he like, but I
It
need,
changes
you know.
the
What you do for the
Swag.
kids then? Matter of fact, I don't even
I don't
cut
do kids here.
Yeah.
I'm about to say
Thank you.
I don't do kids here.
She just teach him.
Kids is
No, and I'm talking about kids.
Kids are
I'm talking
difficult.
about kids meaning like little kids.
yeah, little
Like
kids that
I don't do
want
4,
to
5,
8-year-olds,
6, 7,
5,
That's gonna
6,
keep
8,
asking
9.
you, are
I'm
you
gonna say
done
maybe
yet?
about 9, 10ish might be where I can start.
Yeah, I can dig that.
Where I can
But they can
start.
sit down
Yeah, stick
and not ask me, am I almost done? Am I done? No, nigga, I just turned the clipper off so I can
the
position
biggest
you
one is to
different.
fall asleep.
Huh?
They let her fall asleep in a chair. You know, in the middle, you doing
Yeah.
their hair, they be like, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh,
You're
God.
like, come on.
I got
Like,
an
my-
air compressor, so I just blow in their face like, yo, wake up.
They be like,
Oh,
They be like-
I done, I done bought it. I got an airplane pillow. I just put it around their neck now, draw the string. They be sitting.
Like you can sleep. I'm just gonna keep your head propped up. Like,
Sleeping inside
Yeah,
the
I ain't even
airplane
think of that.
pillow.
That's something, huh?
It was so funny.
I'm gonna walk in the shop next time. Ralph gonna have somebody yoked up in
I'm
the
telling you,
airplane
the
pillow.
airplane pillow, they
Is
got
it
the
too tight,
drawstring.
player? Is it too tight?
Is
You
it?
You're
good?
gonna be like, if that airplane pillow joint all that, and when you need to get to the neck, you just turn it around. You got the little gap in the back. So we're gonna get the back real good.
Nice.
I should have told my barber.
This is the type of stuff you would know if you was licensed, Ralph. I feel like.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
You also need.
No,
You also need.
no. I'm sticking up for Ralph on that.
Always do.
That's what
Always
it
In
do. It's
school,
my
we
guy.
did not talk about putting a fucking Bacosi on your neck.
Yeah.
That's a
never.
Girl Scout. I was a Girl Scout.
It didn't
As a
happen.
Girl Scout, I got another little trick too, because y'all guys be sweating, y'all be getting your hair cut, and y'all can't
yeah.
get it right.
Yeah.
So they got the little headphones there to go around your neck and just blow all the air up.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I
got
seen
that.
those.
I got one of
seen
those.
Yeah, I got it because some of my older women, they be going through menopause and they be sweating. I be like, oh, come on, lady. So I
They're
bought a whole
cheap,
bunch of
too.
them and I throw them right on there.
Yeah.
And while they start sweating, I throw them. They be like, oh my God, what is it? I'm so excited.
Like this is
Yeah.
heaven.
yeah, it's
Like this shit. I
Right.
almost
And I
the
bring my
best thing.
bring my fan with me.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you got
I
a
got
fan
the-
too, but I
the
spit
heavy
that right
duty
down
metal
right.
See, my barber frees me out. It'd be a fan. It'd be an air
I just was in there. I was cold as
I'm
shit
like,
in
yo,
there today.
Flav, come on,
I
bro.
was like,
Flav, like,
mad
come-
as hell.
And he be like, dog, I'm tired of it. I can't take it. Like, I'm like, well,
You sitting in front of the fucking fan. Turn it off.
cut this shit off. then.
Turn it off.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can't have it too cold in there. Oh God, you keep complaining. My wires is frozen. Your wires ain't frozen.
Wires.
Yeah, then he sit you in the chair and bounce for 20 minutes. Flav be like, yeah, he be like, sit right here. Yeah, he gotta go. He gotta
No, he
go.
leaves.
No, he
Oh, he
gotta
leaves.
like,
Leave.
yeah, he leave. He gotta go do his thing real fast. Cause I guess y'all don't have a designated. I
No,
guess y'all-
barbers and
Only
salon-
some barbers schedule a time
Oh,
to
yeah,
do
my man-
whatever the fuck they gonna do. Like
yeah,
lunch.
like he might
I
have to
gotta-
step out,
know
holler
a
at
few
somebody, might
barbers
have to
that-
go play his numbers real
And that's
fast.
the only way he can
might-
take a break. Because
Yeah, because he got
the person we go to
nonstop.
be honest with you, from the time he go in the shop to the
He's
time
super
he leave,
busy.
he got clients the whole time. There's
Right.
never no break.
But you know what? In this life, it ain't no break.
7
Tomorrow, I
days,
don't got
7
no break.
days a week.
Yeah, but as guys, that's
Well,
what
you
we
gotta take
used
a day
to.
off.
Like we used to. I don't think.
gotta
He
take
Yeah,
takes
one day
part, he
off.
takes part of like
Monday's
the
supposed to be his day off, but he be
but he
in
takes,
there.
yeah, he only works till like 2
Yeah,
o'clock that
He
day.
choose not to have no break.
Oh
day.
yeah, but it's like I guess men we just deal with stuff different.
I
like,
mean, money. You got a goal. You got what you're going
no,
for.
I'm saying like as far as him stepping off, like you wouldn't be able to do that with one of your clients.
I
We-
never step off.
Yeah, but
Unless
you know
it
we
gotta
just
be
been
an
doing.
absolute emergency. Like absolute
No,
emergency.
See, I know we
like
coming back.
leave.
Yeah,
There's
no,
been
he
times
he
I
You
went
talking
talking
to
about
the
like
crib.
small,
Yeah, he
like
going
going
up
to
the
the
street
store,
to the store.
getting something to drink.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Not
I
like
don't, none of that.
That's my guy.
There's
I
been
say none
times
of
I
that.
put the cape
Like,
on
none
somebody.
of
Like,
that.
all right, I'll be right back. Damn, bounce. Go to the crib real quick. Get something to eat or whatever.
That's a lot.
No.
That's a lot.
No, let me tell you what I was doing.
Bring
today.
it back with me, you know.
I was doing my client here. I turned around, had my honey grow.
Yeah, that too.
Turn back
That
around.
too. Be eating
Like,
and shit.
it ain't the most sanitary.
Shout out to Flea.
But they understand my
No,
struggle.
that's what I mean. You
Ain't the
got
most sanitary.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It seemed like
no,
he,
I do
you
like
know,
3 bites. Three
he
bites.
just got to snatch his break where he can snatch it and
That's
go
fine.
do what he got
It's
to do.
never a break for me. Like it's not a
Yeah.
break. I don't get to sit down.
She said that's why I'm not there Fridays and Saturdays.
That's why I got a leg massager in my shop too. That's
Yeah,
for
I got
me.
one of those, too.
But now
This is
my
lovely.
clients get to get it too because it's there for me though. For real.
She
Why
said
they
that
getting
ain't
their
really
hair
for
done?
y'all.
Why they need the dryer?
Ah,
They put their legs in it and just they was like, oh, it's so great. It's just like it compresses.
right. Now they not
Yeah, I
constantly
gotta get
thinking
the
about
leg.
how
one.
hot
I
it
It's
just
called
is.
a cloud
got I just got the
massager.
foot one.
But
the
it's
leg
a
one.
leg and a
The
foot
leg
one. You
one,
can put
yeah.
it flat for the feet.
That's the
We can
one.
bring it up. It's called a cloud massage. It's the best thing ever.
I'm coming to get some coffee,
Going
some
for the
leg
experience.
massage.
Going
for the
Yeah,
experience.
I need. You got the
And that's free too. You gotta give them something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and then you got
Right.
Just get a hot oil treatment, bro.
all
And
of
then
that.
you-
I'm
you
doing-
make-
I don't
I'm coming over tomorrow after
care
work.
what it comes
I
with.
get off at
Facials and
2.
all
Yeah,
that.
you
Look,
done
I'ma
turned
be
it
and
over
the
at
barber not there tomorrow
2:30.
either because he going Wayne tomorrow too.
Yeah,
It's
we
all the
pulling
ladies
up.
in
She
here.
be like, "Why is it a shop full of dudes now?" Like, listen, I heard this was where it was at. This is where it was at.
Everybody knows.
So you got the courses. We didn't even cover. We got to bring you back for another. It's too much to even
It's a
cover.
lot.
for
You got
one.
courses too.
Yeah, she do the
I
one.
do.
She
Dang.
can teach you how to build the business. Like I told you, I said you need to make a course. She like, I made one already, player.
Right.
Yeah.
With my Galaxy right here the other day, 20 videos. 4 hours worth of course material. Like, damn. Okay, so you got so you do the one-on-one business coaching, or they can purchase.
Well,
It's
I
two
do-
different things, right?
Right. I do the business coaching, which is something I kind of just started. I haven't perfected my system yet on that. Of course, I teach the classes on on wig making. I teach the classes on. I do that one-on-one. I do that in mini groups, and I I give back to the schools. I do that for free at the hair schools. I do demonstrations. I actually got a demonstration next Tuesday that I'm doing at Venus Beauty Academy in Sharon Hill. So I do a lot of. I naturally am a teacher. I just feel like knowledge is just like one of the number one things that people should have. You know, what you do with it is up to you. But if I give you the knowledge, I did my part. You know, my part of it is at least knowing what you can do. You know, give me the opportunity.
Because you got the school. Did we talk about the nonprofit?
A little bit.
A little bit, right? Yeah, it's like you got some.
we
My
gonna have
nonprofit is my baby. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
so I feel like we
That's
need to
my
come
baby,
back and
y'all.
have a whole
we
episode
gonna have
for
to
that.
do a live or something.
Alive.
For your nonprofit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we gotta
nonprofit
talk.
is my
Yeah.
baby.
Just because you do so much, like he said, and we
That's what I'm
cutting
saying.
time right
Yeah, it's
now.
like-
and
Yeah, and
I know you got a
we
lot
can do
going
it-
on.
We can do it while we get a leg massage and all that
Yes,
stuff.
and some
Just
You know what
go-
I'm
And
saying?
then
Yeah.
get a shot of Henny.
You do facials?
oh yes,
Oh no! I had to cut out a lot of stuff. I do facials.
You do.
We will be
I
going
do.
live from
I had to cut
Kosei
out a
Beauty
lot of
Lounge.
services because once I got so busy with wigs, I just was like, it is what it is. So I had to cut out a lot. So, but can I do a facial? Absolutely. I teach that inside of my nonprofit, inside my beauty camp. Okay.
Cool.
And the beauty camp, is it all year round?
My beauty camp is only seasonal, just in the summer.
Just in the summer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that's wrapped up for this year, right? No.
No, I thought you said you had one November 2nd.
That's my pamper day.
See?
I do pamper
That's
days all
different.
throughout the
It's
year.
different,
that's
bro.
when we go.
She different,
That's
dog.
when we go to a hair school,
Different.
and the hair school sponsors all their students do hair, nails. They do it on all the girls. I could take 25 girls, so it's like a
Nice.
free day for them to get whatever they want done.
Yeah, they
So
enjoy
then
it.
I send my daughter there, and then when she come back home, she gonna be marking up the walls and shit and getting all this makeup and stuff everywhere.
Yeah, because a
And
lot of
wanting
times
to
I give them when they're there. I give them makeup kits. I had a lot of sponsors this summer, so I just was giving. They got so much makeup, nail polish. I'm like, just get all of it. I think in my trunk right now, I have plenty of makeup and stuff. I'm like, take
They
it.
like, listen.
I actually got 3
Nice.
book bags left. Need book bags. I got 3 book bags left too with makeup and school supplies in it. So whoever need that, y'all need to re-up in January. Come take these book
So
bags.
there you go. I got it. I got what you
Yeah.
need. I got what you need.
got
You got
it.
everything. Like I got what
Yeah.
you need. Your 14-year anniversary is coming up.
Yes.
So she said, I don't know the date because I've been doing this for so long. I just know this is 14 years.
Right.
So it's all year. We celebrating the anniversary
I'm good.
all year.
I'm
Every
good all
day.
year.
Every day from now on until a year from now is 14-year anniversary day
There you go.
for
Day.
Kosei. Yeah. We got the foundation. I'm like, yeah, we got a lot going
Yeah,
on.
we gotta
coming
do it.
back.
We gotta do it.
Yeah. So
Hey
listen.
man over there, he gave me the wrap it up
Yeah.
sign already.
They like,
Time
listen.
to wrap it
Like, yo,
up.
He
what
said
the
we
fuck
didn't
y'all
know.
doing?
Yeah, we
is
didn't know
there, is
we
there
was
any
ready.
last message you want to say to your solicitors or your any aspiring cosmetologists?
I'm gonna say, don't wait till it's perfect. A lot of people, and I hear they like when they say I want to start this, but I'm trying to wait till X, Y, and Z. You're always gonna be waiting for something.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that you just gotta do it, and once you do it, you grow. People want to see your story. People want to see your growth. That's how you get people to support you from seeing your growth. You don't want to just come out and have everything together, and
definitely.
you're never gonna have everything together anyway. Just do it.
Get out your comfort zone.
Yes.
Get out your
Go.
comfort zone.
And with that was the wonderful Miss Alexis Baxter. Like I said from the beginning, the boss of bosses of bosses. She got a lot going on. So y'all better tap in. All her information will be in the descriptions below this video. So please show support. And one day your kids will probably be there. Who knows? I don't know what else she's going to have next. So, you know.
a whole bunch of other
Yeah, it's like, yeah, who knows? She'd probably leave here and go write another book.
I want a factory.
There you go. That's the answer right there. She wants a factory. So we already got the answer. So next time we talk to her, we're gonna be talking about the factory and those type of things.